How microtransactions destroyed Plants vs. Zombies. Alright, so got another Sunny V2 video here. And I want to talk about this one because, dude, I used to grind Plants vs. Zombies 1. You know, I completed that game like a couple of times, you know, throwback to the iPod Touch days, if you know, you know. But, yeah, man, it was a good game. I never played it on the PC, but it was virtually the same thing on the phones and stuff. But, yeah, then I remember that they made a Plants vs. Zombies 2 over here. And over here right now, I'm seeing a Plants vs. Zombies 3. Did they really make it 3? No, it says 2. Why is the logo 3 there? No, but they did make a Plants vs. Zombies 2, and I remember this. I remember watching this guy. It's not showing his channel name. Oh, dude, Zach? Oh, yeah, Zach Scott's Games over here. Yeah, I remember watching this dude's videos back in the day. But yeah, I remember Plants vs. Zombies 2. It wasn't that much different from the first one, but I just remember that there were like a ton of levels, and I never really completed it. It was a free game, though. I remember that. But Plants vs. Zombies 1, you had to buy it. And yeah, I'm interested to see what Sunny V2 says here, because, well, microtransactions, how I assumed that Plants vs. Zombies 2 had like a ton of microtransactions, and kind of like similar as to Angry Birds 1, it wouldn't make it playable unless you bought something. So that's gonna be my guess, my prediction here in seeing this. But let's see what Sunny V2's got for us.
Plants vs. Zombies 1 was truly video game perfection. Reviewers couldn't find even one thing wrong with its simple addictive gameplay. Compare this to the recent Plants vs. Zombies 3, which
So
people have called a game that straight up comes from a garbage can, in which watching 30-second ads for double coin rewards is more fun than the game itself. Let's explore how Plants vs. Zombies eventually lost its way from an amazing tower defense game fall into the extremely predatory mobile game landscape. Firstly, what made the original so damn good? At a price of just $2.99 in the App Store, with no ads or extra in-game purchases, Plants vs. Zombies 1 was simply amazing value.
And there was an endgame to it. It's like you do the missions like at the regular house, and it would be nighttime at the house, and then there was like a pool, and then maybe there was something else. Oh no, yeah, nighttime pool, and then there was the roof. The roof was the final one, and you fight like that big zombie at the end or something. But yeah, it had an end game, and even then, even if you complete the game, it was still a little bit replayable. And especially if you hadn't played in a long time, you would catch yourself replaying it and then defeating the game again. And there was also this Zen Garden feature too. I remember that, and then also like other mini games. But yeah, there was an end game, and just a good game overall.
Easy first level gets players addicted immediately.
In just one level, the game already indoctrinates you into its gameplay cycle flawlessly and in a fun way.
With one 5-star review writing, I won't say that the game is a cakewalk, but it isn't particularly challenging either. Still, the game offers enough mental stimulation that I never once grew bored. This is due to the game's incredible variety, offering loads of different plants, zombies, and music.
I was right too, and in the when they showed the
due to the game's phases, incredible variety.
I just forgot that there was a nighttime at the roof. There was. I don't really fully remember it, but if there was, there was.
Offering loads of different plants, zombies, and music, with comments stating the soundtrack alone is enough to make you want the game. This makes it so entrancing that people can play for hours, which led to crazy commercial success.
Crazy Dave, dude, like every now and then, just randomly, like I don't know how often, like every couple of months maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple times a year, I just randomly think of this video here, Plants vs. Zombies Crazy Dave's Rap. It was like some promo for the game, and it's just like, as the title says, Crazy Dave, the character over here, the one that blabbers, it's just him rapping. And I don't know, it's looking kind of fire. Starts off nicely, Dead Jam Records at the bottom, Dead Jam Records. And then the video has 5.6 million views 13 years ago, man. Came out on September 15, 2011. It starts off calm. Bro's got a whole chain and everything. Dude, and then the quality for this video, like the animation thing, well, actually, okay, so it's not 1080p, but like you'll see that the quality, especially for back in the day, 2011, like just think of it 2011 time, the quality of this video is so good. Two-pod. And dude, I don't know what they were cooking with this beat. What motherfuckers were cooking, bro. And then there's this one part where it's nice. This part here, it was nice. But then it goes into like bros in the jacuzzi, and in that part of the song, it's pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie, look. Oh, it's right here. There it is, man. Like, let me replay it again. These 10 seconds right here are solid, man. The flow, man. Pops off again. A good promo video, dude. Give a raise to whoever made that video, man. Crazy Dave has a way with words. Is this on Spotify, dude? Is it this one, dude? Wabi Wabo, Plants vs. Zombies. Crazy Dave in game. It sounds like it. It is it, but it sounds so bass boosted or something. How many plays does it have? 2 million? But why does it sound so like bass boosted or something? They gotta update this, man. They gotta... Bacon, nigga, cheese. Now they gotta update the sound audio. Crazy Dave artist. How many monthly listeners does Crazy Dave have? 10,000? Yeah, it sounds like it is the track, but it's just so bass boosted. Man, they gotta update it, bro. Alright, but that was the Crazy Dave rap. I tell you, dude, like every now and then that song just comes up in my head. Even like the visuals and stuff. Alright, but back to Sunny V2.
In addition to almost perfect professional reviews, Plants vs. Zombies became the highest rated App Store product, having sold more than 300,000 copies in its first 9 days available, a new App Store launch record. Developers expanded the game to 13 other platforms, creating so much success for PopCap Games they'd be bought by EA for $650 million. Yep, EA. The company was such an extreme reputation for greed, there's an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to criticism of the company. People have called their use of microtransactions a plague, which sadly began to infect Plants vs. Zombies, because on the 15th of August 2013, Plants vs. Zombies 2 came out, with one key difference compared to the first.
PopCap found a way to cram this game with as many in-app purchases and microtransactions as humanly possible, to the point where it's too much of a hindrance for me to actually enjoy the game.
Oh shit, I just remember that fucking Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. That one, it was like a Hearthstone kind of type of game. Dude, that game I used to play a good amount. I think I went on a grind on it for like 6 months or something, but it was fun. It was fun. It made you use your brain a lot. Okay, yeah, it was a gameplay like this. I can't find any images that are like bigger to show, because like it looks like this. But yeah, it was like this. It was like a 5-lane Hearthstone type of thing, strategy based game. But yeah, it was pretty fun while it was fun. But then, you know, you grow out of it. But it was fun. It was, it made you think a lot. It's like kind of like playing chess. Well, I mean, I guess it's just the same as like playing Hearthstone. You gotta use your mana and stuff.
Plants vs. Zombies 2 features microtransactions. Unlike in the previous entries to the series, new plants can be purchased with real money, as well as upgrades and coins. These items can also be bought in bundles to save some money. Certain plants could only be accessed using cold hard cash, and while coins could be naturally earned in-game, you could pay up to $52 to instantly unlock them. The Pirate Seas and Wild West levels can also be unlocked without earning all of the required stars. They cost $5.49 each to instantly access. More controversial for whatever reason was the game's new art style. People argued that every single character looked to be designed by a totally different person, each of whom had their own way of drawing.
It was a little bit
uncanny. There's 4 videos dedicated to the poorly designed plants, with the excessive discussion about this flaw being a meme within the community. This was because they'd hired a whole new team of designers, and under suspicious circumstances fired George Fan, who designed PvZ1 all by himself. Well,
man, why do these weird ass companies always fire like the good people that made the original so good?
Article later confirmed EA fired Plants vs. Zombies creator for refusing microtransactions in sequel, explaining that George had lost his job as he didn't agree with the pay-to-win model. He'd partially confirmed this by tweeting, regarding recent rumors, "It is true I was laid off by EA/PopCap, and also true that I was against making PvZ2 a freemium game. That's all I'll say on the matter for now. Sure do miss paying for a game once and unlocking cool things by actually actually, you know, playing that game? You and me both, man. These elements led to videos claiming Plants vs. Zombies 1 is better than Plants vs. Zombies 2, but that's not to say that the second game was awful. It featured so many different plants it's hard to even count them,
I just
and
like
offered
simplicity.
312 levels compared to just 50 in PvZ1. These PvZ2 levels were each set at varying levels of difficulty, better serving a wider range of players. The second game therefore also received amazing feedback, with critics stating the game is just as enjoyable without spending a dime, and that you'll only need to pay if you're exceptionally impatient or just not very good at these kind of games. The microtransaction model also meant the game was totally free, leading to 25 million downloads in the first 2 weeks, more than PvZ1 had achieved in 4 years. In fact, according to Hey I'm Jay, for every dollar the original was making, PvZ2 made 26,000. They'd therefore make the original free for every player, although this meant people would be paying with their time.
It's free now, which naturally means that the game absolutely bombards you with ads. God, I love mobile games. There are ads before and after levels now, and even during, where the game tries to distract you as much as possible to watch a video for an extra item.
Before every level you have to watch an unskippable ad, then sit there prompted to download what you watched. At the end of every level, you're forced to briefly play a different mobile game, with the hope that you'll download it later. Items can be earned by watching further ads, which are even served to those who initially paid for the game. You could say it's even more annoying than the microtransaction model, which was earning so much money for PvZ2 that start to build Plants vs. Zombies 3. In the meantime, developers—
Wait, when did Plants vs. Zombies 3 come out? And is there like any difference to it? I mean, I guess Brody will explain, but let's see. It's a mobile game. It came out last year, January 17, 2024. Does that Zach Scott Games guy play it?
This is
Plants vs. Dude, bro still uploads videos on Plants vs. Zombies 2. Number 1208. 1209. It's like every 3 to 4 videos. It's like every 2, 3, or 4 videos, or even like every video. Plants vs. Zombies 2. I mean, he's still getting like some views, you know? And he wouldn't be keeping it going this long if he wasn't enjoying it somewhat. But let's see how bro's doing. Okay, so this is a 54-minute long video. Came out 1 week ago, 7 days ago. Those same intro music. Bro has like a whole line or merchandise, and I don't know, this is a pretty good graphic.
What is up, guys? Zach Scott here, playing Plants vs. Zombies 2, and
the
this
quality,
is
dude.
World.
It's black bars on the side.
We're of course going to be doing the 3 pepper challenges across all 5 stages.
So it's just like a one take and go type of thing. All right, let's go somewhere in the middle of the. Well, let's see how the level starts off that he's playing.
Then I need to go ahead and
look at that, dude. Like, how would I be enjoying this game, man? There's so much
maybe
thing
I
on
can
the screen.
also push them back a little bit.
So many things on the screen, man. All right, let's go somewhere in the middle. Let's see if bro is enjoying his time playing the game.
There's so many colors are just the same that it's kind of hard for me to
Kind of nice visuals.
figure out what to do.
Oh, he's
The
alright.
green sticks out a little bit.
I mean, he is 30 minutes in. All right, let's go to the end. 53 minutes. What is going on the screen, dude? Visual galore.
And there you go. There you go. Nothing to it. Thanks for watching. Come back next time for more. Goodbye.
I'm Zach Scott. Subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for watching.
I mean, he looks chill. He doesn't have a bag under his eyes. He doesn't look stressed out. He's chilling. Even the cat over here is chilling. This series is longer than One Piece. I haven't watched Zach Scott since I was 7. I used to watch so many PvZ2 videos. I'm 17 now and he's still posting PvZ2. But did bro go to 3? Or nah, dude? He has played it. The last time he played it was 6 months ago. Alright, but now let's go back to Sunny V2.
Took a detour and put out Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. This third-person shooter was certainly different, but
like,
extremely well
success now?
received,
Yeah.
achieving consistent reviews of 7 out of 10 or higher. Garden Warfare was surprisingly amazing. I remember spending definitely over 500 hours grinding it as a kid. They'd therefore released Garden Warfare 2, which was even more successful than the first, confirming the third-person shooter style was perfect for the series. So when they announced what what was basically Garden Warfare 3, developers likely expected another successful title. It was called Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, which featured an epic trailer in 2019, gaining over 15 million views from super excited fans, but with people eventually stating,
"This whole trailer was fantastic and I love it. Too bad I love the trailer more than the game."
the game was a total flop. Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville is one of the worst games you've never heard of. Extensive
How
posts
come?
like this called it a complete and utter disaster in almost every way, and one of, if not the worst multiplayer game I have played in 2019. It referenced problems such as bugs and graphical errors, textures and map design are absolutely horrible, whilst the characters all control awfully and feel very unenergetic since the sound design is absolutely garbage. Then of course there were the microtransactions.
Oh, no.
These need to be unlocked, and the way you unlock these characters is through a specific challenge called giving EA $30. But the game already costs $30 to buy, and you
Really?
expect players to spend that twice in order to play the new characters?
As mentioned, the game already
Screw that,
cost
man.
$40, but demanded an extra $30 to unlock every character, which could be unlocked by grinding the game, but would take about 3 months to earn one costume. Players
What?
therefore dismissed the game completely, writing, "As a player who played the 2 previous games of this one, I can say that this game is a joke on the Plants vs Zombies franchise.
Freaking EA, dude.
Bad graphics, boring gameplay, boring characters.
Recent comment
Compared
too,
to Garden
2025.
Warfare 1 and 2, this game is very bad. They'd therefore stop updating it after only 11
Wow.
months, leading to comments like, "It is so sad how fast this game died. If it had a little more time to develop and didn't have microtransactions, then it would have never disappeared." But apparently the franchise didn't learn their lesson, as during that very same year, Plants vs Zombies 3 was nearing completion. They'd had 7 full years since PvZ 2, setting high expectations for PvZ 3. However, when the
2020.
first bit of gameplay was posted
the
to YouTube, people instantly disliked it. PvZ 1, skill. PvZ 2, wallet. PvZ 3, won't
graphics?
download it. Why? For starters, the game was now in portrait, which to be honest was probably more convenient, but at the same time it looked extremely weird. The lawn is literally horizontal. Why? Why is the display vertical? The game had also gone from 2D to 3D and had another change in art style, prompting memes such as this. It is evolving just backwards. The new pea shooter model looked absolutely awful, which sadly couldn't be upgraded through microtransactions. With videos like Plants vs Zombies 3 is mechanically broken, gaining over 2 million views, PvZ 3 was taken off the App Store. They'd re-release it 1 year later, to which people said compared to the alpha this looks great, however again it still wasn't good enough. This happened again in 2022, then again in 2024,
Dude.
receiving the same
They're gonna do it
feedback
again.
at every single point. The game was simply boring.
There is just nothing to do in this game, man, besides
Wait, just
The
a
ga-
side note, this kind of thumbnail, making the thumbnail like this, is actually pretty interesting.
Game was simply
white-
boring.
there is just nothing to do in this game, man, besides grind the stupid main quest that just sucks. 90 something levels of doing the same thing over and over and over is so boring.
I've just spent 3 hours playing the 4th beta of PvZ 3, and I gotta say, how does EA get away with this? The game is 10,000% dumbed down, no more collecting plants, no more input on plant choosing, sun is now worth 1 and plants cost 1 to 5 plus, animations feel capped at 10 FPS, gameplay feels unfun. Others complained it just had a scummy feeling.
Right out of the gate, seems to just have that manipulative mobile game feel about it. You know that feeling.
It does.
Everything about this game feels off. It's like
It looks like it will show up as one of the ads on another app.
I'm watching an App Store ripoff of PvZ. As a result,
Sure.
it's still in development 5 years after its first alpha launch.
Bro, what have they done? Well, I mean, I guess we got the answer there of what they've done to my franchise. You know, it's bad when the whole comment section didn't know PvZ 3 even existed. It's wild, man.